Hello and welcome to another episode of our Rapid Chess Speedrun. We will start off with the move d4 against Fercho Barg from Argentina, it looks like. We get d5, we're going for a Queen's Gambit, which is our recommended white repertoire for this speedrun. And we're actually going to go into a Catalan, which we haven't gotten too many of this so far, so good to see that. Main move for black is either bishop to e7 or bishop b4 check. If he goes bishop b4 check, it's actually a very instructive and unintuitive sequence, which he doesn't go for, so we won't get into that. But yeah, the bishop really needs to go to one of those two squares. So I'm gonna try and figure out how I can punish this. I'm looking at the move c5, but then he drops back, and that's not good because that's just going to lock up the light squares, which is where I want my bishop. So just going to continue with the plan to fianchetto my bishop. We will castle. Okay, now he takes the pawn. So move here is going to be queen to c2. Looking to recapture the pawn. He goes for b5, so we want to undermine with a4 here. Looking at a move like that, I'm going to start here with rook to d1. Now I'm going to jump my knight in. So we have some pressure on this pawn. He does have two defenders. But more importantly, now I can take on a5 if it were my move, and he wouldn't be able to take back because the bishop would hang. If he takes my knight here, that loses because then, well, maybe he doesn't quite lose, because his knight could jump back to defend the queen, but he would be under a lot of pressure. Okay, and with that, that pawn hangs now. So let's take it. Okay, now I can take here, which defends my knight. I think I'm doing very well. We'll likely pick up this pawn on c4, also looking to push here and then threaten to fork on those squares. He defends, but yeah, let's go for this plan. Threatening a fork on e5. So yeah, he thinks like that blocks my bishop, so now he's able to win the I guess a pawn because he traded his bishop for it. But now I'm gonna win material with this fork. If he takes the pawn back, of course. Looks like maybe he's considering not doing that, which would be better for him. So a very tactical position so far. I'm also tempted by d5, try and get these two connected pass pawns. If I play there, I don't really have a good follow-up when the bishop goes there. So yeah, let's go for this. Now we have two connected pass pawns, and this is looking very good for us. He attacks it, but I can defend. And now, I actually think I want to pick up the dark squared bishop here with this fork. Also low key, didn't even see it at first. That pawn on a7 will be hanging unless he goes queen. Yeah, there. takes. Okay, so I have a way to win an exchange here. It's a pretty deep sequence. Take a second to try and find it. Pause the video if you want as well. So I think takes. I push this pawn, sacrificing the pawn. If queen takes, then I can push this pawn to d6. And then something like takes, but then that opens up my bishop to win the rook on a8. So considering that sequence, looking if there's anything else. So I definitely want to take the bishop here. The thing about this sequence is it only works if he takes, which he's not guaranteed to do. Takes, then yeah, that would attack the queen. He can take, but if he doesn't take though, and he just does something like that, I might just be losing that pawn. If he goes there, then I have that. If he goes there, don't know if I have a good way to protect that pawn. So I think let's get the bishop involved first. That move feels like a no-brainer, and that might set that up. Or maybe I should have gone through with that sequence, and then when he does take, then get my bishop out to skewer, but I think this should be all right. I can go there. Okay, let's do it. Anticipating this. Okay, now I go here. Base of the pawn chain's protected, and this rook is completely trapped. So we are going to be winning material. Okay, that's a good move. That blockades the pawns. He takes back there. So I can play this move, which is a double attack on the pawn and the knight. So I should be picking up some more material here. He defends the knight. I actually can choose which pawn I take. If I take this pawn, am I threatening to take the knight? Takes, you would have that. Yeah, that would work. Let's go for it. A queen sack would be kind of fun. Okay, we don't get the queen sack. Can go here though to attack the rook. Kind of, the knight does defend. Okay. can go here. This attacks this knight. And let's see, takes. Yeah, let's do this. Simple chess. And he ends up opting for a queen trade, which definitely isn't right. That also wasn't right. I should have taken the rook with check, but it's all winning. So I think we played a pretty good game here. We really were able to see the power of this bishop along the long white diagonal. Our opponent abandons the game. The miss was definitely just one of them was just taking the free rook. But at that point I was kind of on autopilot. The game was already well over, and 81%, so pretty good game. Let's take a look. So this is all theory except for this move. The bishop, show analysis. Best move is to bring it out to b4, and actually when I block, the best move is to drop it then back to e7, which is interesting maneuver, but the point is that the bishop doesn't really belong on this d2 square. It's normally reserved for the knight in this line. Our opponent plays there, which I guess is fine. It's not a super theoretical move. We all play this by the book, and then okay, it says that queen to c2 is a mistake. I know getting the queen to the c2 square is a common idea in the Catalan, but let's see what the computer preferred. Okay, it preferred playing a4, discouraging. Discouraging, but doesn't even prevent b5, so not sure I fully understand that, but then okay, undermining is best. And then here, it looks like I have a winning move. I miss it, but okay, like just, let's see how this line plays out. Takes. Oh, and then just there. He has no way to defend the rook. h6. Bishop takes, h takes, and then probably just bring the bishop back. Bishop takes g5. Oh, okay. So, missed there. I wanted to get my rook aligned with the queen though. Felt like a reasonable move, and at this point we're at equality. I jump the knight in, and then there's the blunder. And I guess a takes first was better. So a takes. What if he plays here? D takes. Oh, and then the bishop is pinned because of the rook, which I moved on the previous move. So very interesting to see how like fluid all these moves kind of go together. That's a miss, but a pawn's a pawn. I guess queen b6 is powerful here, which he misses by one square. I guess he just didn't have the strength to push the queen one more square. And then yeah, now my knight's protected. I take over the center. I take back, and then yeah, he can't recapture the queen because I would have had the fork there on e5, which I talked about during the game. And yeah, now I have these two connected passed pawns, and I'm only up a single pawn, but the advantage is +4 because these pawns are so strong. And we can now watch how I just massage the position and end up converting, get the pawns advanced one more, win an exchange, win another pawn, take, and then here I could have just taken the rook. It would have been checkmate very shortly. Instead, I just trade queens, which it's all good, it's all winning, but I was kind of on autopilot mode. And then yeah, d7, best move. He gives up the knight, and then yeah, next move is there, and then I don't know what the most efficient way to mate is, but looks like there's mate in 4. So queen g5, g6, queen f6, rook out, and then mate in the corner. So that will do it for today's game. Thank you for watching.